Oh my God, we're back in it.
We're back.
For those of you not following the channel, we took a while off of recording to take a vacation and some time for ourselves, and this is our first sewed back from that vacation. So I'm looking forward to it. It's been a hot minute, but I'm sure nothing suspicious has happened in the meantime.
In between the last episode and now, I have purchased a complete edition of the Clementine Vulgate. I'm normal about this game.
You are normal about this game. I thought we were going to go in with the joke about it being the Prima strategy guide from Misericorde.
It is the Prima strategy guide to Misericorde.
Now, if I recall correctly, Angela and Hetty are currently off to go speak with Gems.
With who?
Gems. He's in the, they've got him in the locked up area.
Oh, James.
Yeah, Gems. Don't see what the problem here is. It was raining rather hard by the time Angela and I made it beyond the Abbey walls. Is that good? Did I lock it immediately? Did I get it in one? The clouds were dark and dense. The whole world was gray. We traveled side by side in silence for a while, which allowed me to take in the grim majesty of the surrounding hills as I pondered what to ask the stable boy. Our last conversation had exonerated Catherine with a K, to a degree. What else could he have seen? Would he remember smoke? Did that matter? I glanced over at Angela. I wonder what she thought about all of this.
What is it?
Excuse me?
You're staring? Spit it out.
Oh. I've just been wondering what to actually ask James.
Anything and everything we can think of.
The smoke, for one thing, I suppose.
Irrelevant at this point. We know what we need to know about that.
And plus, it wouldn't, if you prodded him about it, wouldn't that remove any value it had?
How do you mean?
Like, the whole point about smoke was that some people were mentioning it and others weren't. So if you forcibly mention it, doesn't that perhaps leave room for doubt over whether or not he would have mentioned it on his own? And whether or not, therefore, it would have been important?
Why?
Because the whole point was that some people weren't mentioning smoke and stuff, right? And that was the one dividing line they saw.
Yeah, and James could as well say, no, I didn't, if they asked.
Fair. But also, if he did, if then he was part of the people that had got their story together, then asking him about that one detail specifically would probably be a red flag.
Perhaps.
I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it.
We should ask him for exhaustive details about the moments leading up to his capture.
Perhaps not too exhaustive. He was betting Catherine, after all.
Angela sneered.
How did your little rendezvous with her play out, by the way?
Well, she wanted to make sure I excised that part of the story from anything I wrote in my chronicles.
Goodness gracious. How sad. I might respect her more if she was proudly shameless. But she wants you to hide that fact for her. Unbelievable.
Have you and her always been so, adversarial?
She snorted and brushed some raindrops off of her face.
No.
Sure.
You may find this surprising, but I was on rather good terms with most everyone until Catherine's demise.
You're right. I do find that very surprising. Really?
Don't ask me to repeat myself.
Catherine's demise? Is that doesn't... Do we believe that? It seems like there's a lot more work put into Angela's... It doesn't seem like Angela being the way Angela is something that came across just because of Catherine's death. Right? I don't... do you agree with me on that, or?
I don't know.
It just doesn't. It seems like her reputation is so well entrenched that I find it very difficult to believe that was the only factor. But
when I speak to you, I speak the truth.
Uh-huh.
You can listen and ask thoughtful questions, but I loathe repeating myself.
I apologize.
I've always had a bit of resentment about this place, but I used to enjoy the company of its people far more.
Also, you did purposely lie to me that one time about the key. You don't always speak true to me, Angela.
Catherine and I were good friends. Likewise, I was on grand terms with the other Catherine for a while.
What happened?
Catherine, too. I cannot stand that schema, by the way. And I used to study classical literature together.
I've got a great suggestion for what might help you differentiate the two, especially when speaking aloud.
What could that
If you
be?
hate that schema.
We would read old texts, and she was particularly interested in my language skills. I speak Italian, you see.
Oh, I didn't know that about you, Angela.
It came in handy when she found stories or poems she fancied translating.
Il Commedia?
Yes, how did you know?
It has been recommended to me a few times now.
It is ancient, lowbrow trash. But I cherished Catherine's company and eagerly helped her translate it out of Italian into something more readable. Then she suddenly decided she was more interested in the theater, told the other Catherine that she was a great actress, and I was left alone.
So you also got jilted. What makes your story different?
I've heard several similar stories now.
Both Catherine too and Catherine were, and are, inconsistent, inconsiderate, and flighty. I made enemies telling everyone else at the Abbey that they deserved better than being muses for a woman with no follow-through.
Somehow I doubted this was the only reason Angela was so disconnected from her fellow sisters. Nevertheless, I appreciated the candor.
I mean, and you're also already the kind of person that was staying up all night with your superior talking about scheduling, budgetary issues. What was your excuse for the night, right?
It did, at the very least, make some sort of sense. Even if it was a half-truth, I had a new sense of empathy for her. Everything I've heard about Catherine with a C makes her sound, difficult.
She was. She used people, even if that wasn't her intent. Nothing and nobody was ever good enough for her. She was ravenous. That's why her gaze fell to you, eventually, I'm sure. She could never resist something out of her reach.
I considered this quietly.
Why is it that you care so much about respecting her name and finding out the true cause of her death? If, by your own description, she treated you just the same as everyone else, as flighty and... Is it because despite everything, you think your relationship with her was special? Kind of like how I suspect Eustace feels?
I don't know.
Right? Because someone in our Discord brought this up, she keeps talking about how Catherine started this game about trying to see who would bed Hedwig first, and then in the same breath is like, and therefore I must make sure her death is uncovered and that she's respected, so that way I can have a higher seat in hell than my peers. And it's like, what? There is another. Either you think, despite all evidence to the contrary, that your relationship with her was special, something that by your own knowledge you should know to not be true, or there's something you're not telling us. And I think there's something she's not telling us.
It was hard to argue against Angela's characterization of Catherine with a C. The behavior of the other sisters certainly fit her assessment. Is that all I had been to Catherine with a C? Prey? That's all I was to the others. I shivered and crossed my arms over my chest, suddenly feeling self-conscious about how my robes were beginning to cling to my body in the rain. I decided to change the subject. Why do you stay at Linbarrow?
Because I have work to do. My service comes before anything else.
But surely it must be miserable.
You seem to be making friends, yet you are miserable just the same.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are. And you will be until you are relieved of your duty. We have a job to do, a calling. And if we should suffer until it is done, so be it.
Interesting. I like Angela's kind of... She has work to do first and foremost. But why here? Why is your work here? By your own admission, this place seems to be like the bottom of the barrel. You could go anywhere if you truly wanted to raise yourself up in the world. Why here?
Angela, cocking a gun. We can't let God do all the work. Perhaps I will leave should I ever feel satisfied with this mystery's conclusion. But I do not waste time thinking about that.
Where would you go?
What a glimpse there. Just we never see her with that face.
Italy.
You attended a convent there before. I remember you telling me.
Yes.
Would you return to the same convent?
Perhaps.
Why did you leave?
I think that is enough conversation for now.
Damn, power move. I wish I could do that.
You can.
Nope. That's enough conversation for now. Joe. Just
No one can stop you. You can.
hit the bricks.
I did not press her. We walked the rest of the way to the hospitalum in silence.
Again, Vivian is committing to physical comedy in a purely audio and limitedly visual medium.
They think it's funny.
Okay.
The rain never let up. Our traveling cloaks were nearly soaked through when we arrived. As Angela unlocked the door to the dungeon, I could not help but notice that rainwater was falling through the hole that was James's only source of light and fresh air. Calling it a window would be a disservice. I felt a pang of sympathy for the poor wretch as we descended the stairs to his cage.
And didn't we also see Catherine go off, or Hedwig see Catherine go off to chat with him that one night, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of why we're following up now.
In an instant, he rushed forward to the bars and gripped them. His fingers were dirty and bloody. He looked far worse than he had the last time I had seen him.
Who was James?
I think you were James.
Okay. You. Are you here to let me out? Am I free? No, I am sorry. You ain't sorry, it's you who put me here.
He leveled a bony finger at Angela. She didn't flinch.
You have some nerve visiting me here. I ought to wring your neck.
Angela merely arched an eyebrow.
That would be ill-advised. I have been convinced of your innocence, but there is work to be done before we can release you.
We have more questions for you.
More? What else could there be? I told your superior everything, and I told you everything. We are working for you. Fuck off. No, you isn't. If you was, I'd be free by now. Let me out, set me free. I won't tell no one. I'll run away, far away. I'd rather take my chances in the woods than spend one more moment in this godforsaken pit.
His clothes were ragged. His eyes were sunken. There was an unmistakable stench of waste permeating the room. I understood the bishop's perspective. It was hard to believe that this was all in service of exonerating poor James. Did you see or smell smoke the day you were, apprehended?
No? Smoke? What does that matter? It matters a great deal, believe it or not. So answer truthfully. Smoke? Smoke? Yeah, I smelled smoke. Figured it was the kitchen or fireplace or something.
Angela and I exchanged a look.
Or I didn't see smoke, I smelled nothing at all. Which is the right answer. I'll say whatever you want, whatever you need.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. It's like, I don't feel like we're getting useful information out of him now.
Just, please, set me free. Pick one. What? Smoke or no smoke? This is very important. No smoke. No, wait. Yes, smoke. Yes to smoke. You're certain? Yes, I'm sure of it. Smoke.
Yeah, I don't think... Angela, you can't believe this is useful.
Smoke.
He was babbling now. I almost did want to set him loose.
Tell us everything you saw, every last detail of that night and the morning when you were caught. Again? Again. You want to hear it all again. I told you before, but you didn't believe me. You threw me in here.
Please. We're close to discovering something important. I am sure of it. If there's anything in your account that we have missed, a detail about who was where and when, it could make all the difference.
I brought the mail up late that night, supposed to do it in the morning, but I wanted to do it early, see? Got word from Catherine that she wanted to see me. Parked the cart in the front stable, gave the mule something to eat. Snuck up to the dorms like I normally did. I fucked Catherine good and proper, then we fell asleep. Woke up to somebody banging on all the doors, saying to get up now, something horrible had happened. Catherine left first and told me to leave out the window to get to my cart, said her door was too squeaky for me to leave safely, see. But I'm no climber. I panicked and bolted out the door as soon as I could, noise be damned. I saw that dopey sister of yours coming through the archway where I'd have to pass through to get to me cart, so I turned around. Thought I'd just run round the long way, but then you found me.
He pointed at Angela again.
And now here I am.
He is not doing well, is he?
Not but the devil to keep me company.
Is there anything else?
No.
I jumped.
As I said, I'll tell you whatever you want. Just let me out of here.
We spoke to your family the other day. Let them know about you like you asked.
Do you think I can see them like this? They should never see me again. There's no one left for me. Just me and the prince.
What?
The prince?
The only one who can help me. He lets me out, you know. Gives me things to do.
What?
Says I can earn my freedom another way. What are you talking about? He's a funny old sort. Voiced like a woman, dressed all in black. Blacker even than you lot.
What?
Can't see his face. Pretty boy sounds like. And he brings me gifts. He's helping me get out of here. Faster than you lot. Delirium.
Or is it real?
Yeah, no, hold on. What? Voice like a woman. Real pretty boy. Dressed in black, blacker than you lot. Is this our handsome man?
Maybe.
Is this one of the nuns sneaking out here? Wha-ha-ha.
He lets you out?
Not for long. Keeps me on a leash. Gives me very specific instructions. Can't run off or he'll kill my poor folks. Fair is fair, I suppose.
What the fuck are you I'm like 50-50 between straight up delirium and I need to know about this person.
Can't complain. He's given me real help. This is ridiculous. His mind is utterly gone. These are the dreams of a desperate man. Look.
He scurried over to a corner of his cell. There was not much light, but eventually I could see what he was gesturing at. When I recognized it, I gasped. No!
What on earth is it? A spell. One that'll set me free. All I have to do is what the devil asks.
Oh, he thinks it's literally Lucifer?
Potentially.
When he says the prince?
Yeah?
And this is this literally the chunk of the wall?
I bet it is. And that is a small, small price to pay compared to what you lot have put me through.
No! Angela, we have to get out of here right now!
Calm down, Hedwig. It means nothing. He is mad.
No, I mean it, Angela. James began to laugh, a horrible, raspy cackle.
Explain yourself, Hedwig.
I've seen that circle before, on the walls of the Abbey.
Get a hold of yourself.
She whipped her arm forward and gripped my right ear, tugging me back up the stairs and into the rain. I could still hear James's horrid cackling echoing throughout the dungeon below.
What is the matter with you?
That thing on the wall. It is real. I don't know what it is, but it works. It summoned the creature the night I saw everyone thought I was playing a prank.
I thought that was Eustace.
It wasn't Eustace. She claims it was, but I've seen it too many times now. I've seen it while Eustace was standing right in front of me. Flora drew that same sigil on a wall deep in a hidden passage. I think it summoned something terrible.
Okay, so that's not the literal part of the wall. It's the same thing engraved on his wall.
That's almost weirder.
That's almost weirder if that's the case.
She insists it wasn't meant to do that, but saying it again here. What else could it be for? Whoever gave James that information gave it to Flora as well. Yet it works. In the background, James's laughter had given way to a horrid, dry wheeze.
Flora drew a magic circle on the walls of Linbarrow.
I thought she carved it.
Yes, it's in the mystery. This is the mystery holding me back from accusing Eustace and calling it a day. As obvious as her behavior is, it does not satisfy all of my questions.
That is understandable. We absolutely must focus on what we know is real first. James says he saw smoke. That is our North Star as far as I'm concerned.
Is it?
Can you really take what he said on that matter to be authoritative when he clearly says he'll tell you whatever you want to hear, looking in your eyes and changing his answer just to give you what he hopes you'll want to hear? I don't know that you can trust him either way now, but on that matter, but
I agree that is important, but you must believe me. Flora wasn't simply unlucky. She didn't get her leg caught in the door purely by accident. When I found her, she was being chased by something. It was a terrible beast, billowing smoke, and it smelled of brimstone. I would not tell you this if I did not think it was important, Angela. Please believe me. Please believe me.
If I accept this story, what would it change? What could we do differently?
that's actually a good question. Like, even if this is true, Hetty, what does it change about what you're doing going forward, right?
That young man is hungry and thirsty and most likely mad. He would say anything to upset us. And if he is telling the truth, what would change? If the devil has agents walking the earth and offering James bargains, would our role not still be to do the Lord's work?
Is it somehow the fucking Flaneur from the present timeline? Is it somehow her? She did show up and comment on one of the CGs that didn't happen from last game, right? So, is it somehow her?
Who knows? To do things the right way. If he is making deals with the devil, that is his loss. Perhaps we can save his soul as well as his life.
But Angela, I've seen this beast he speaks of.
No, you haven't.
Faceless figure.
I think she's conflating.
Yeah, she's conflating some very different things. What he describes seeing is nothing like what Hedwig describes seeing.
Like a person blacker than black, but one who spoke to him with what sounded like a feminine voice, right?
Yeah.
And what Hedwig has seen is
a horrific monster.
I think what she's referring to now is like the dark hooded figure she sometimes sees in the distance, not the spoke beast.
But doesn't she think that's the same thing?
I think she might think it's the same thing, but Hedwig makes a lot of leaps about what she sees, so it's hard at times to find the most generous version, right?
I've seen it outside my cell, and on the landings of the Abbey, and atop the tower overlooking the garden.
Coincidences. There tend to be a lot of people dressed all in black around abbeys, Hedwig.
What about creatures that bring the very fires of hell with them wherever they go? Or ghosts that can light swords aflame?
Did you really see those things, Hedwig?
Yes! Sister Angela, do you remember that night in the workshop? I know you must fear something greater is at work here because you asked me if I thought we were all in danger. And I answered honestly. I said yes because I had just been face to face with a creature straight out of the darkest recesses of hell.
If this is true, why haven't you fled this wretched abbey? I hardly believe you are that brave or that stupid.
Because I have work to do, Angela. Just like you. Angela stared at me through the rain. She looked disbelieving, but also, dare I say it, impressed.
Then I must ask again, what should we do? Is Eustace your suspect, or is Satan?
I peered through the rain toward the Abbey, far in the distance.
One is much easier to deal with than the other.
You are right.
All right, it's Satan.
All right, it's Satan.
That'll be easier to deal with.
Right? All we can do is focus on what we know is real first. Perhaps we can find the truth before the devil wins. Angela nodded.
In that case, we should be getting back. There's nothing else we can get out of that poor wretch now.
It was raining even harder by the time we made it back to the Abbey. Angela guided us through the outer courtyard, where I had fainted in front of Catherine with a K, where I had stared down the beast. They didn't ask him about Catherine supposedly visiting him that one time.
Yeah, they did.
But I guess maybe the figure Hedwig saw wasn't Catherine, but was whoever this figure was. Moira also showed up very quickly during that scene, and Moira would... We have floated ideas before about Moira being this person who came to the Abbey to hide.
But didn't Hedwig literally see Catherine? Like, wasn't Catherine there?
Catherine shows up after she eats shit and falls.
Okay.
But she doesn't see that it's specifically Catherine.
Until that point. So it is up... While James visited someone, he didn't mention visiting Catherine again. He mentioned chatting with this prince fellow. And... I don't know. I'm looking at Moira now. I think he would recognize Catherine's voice too much, right? Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's another point in the Moira category. I am H-O.
So James is Moira's freak on a leash?
Yes. Yes. That is exactly what I am saying. That is what I'm saying, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
I like this theory.
Angela guided us. Oh, I already know it. We're standing on the beast. And toward the treacherous stairs I had carried Flora down.
We shall split up here. I'll head up the stairs and through the door, and you can continue on to the cloister. Just in case prying eyes wonder why we have been traveling together.
A sound idea. Should we tell the Superior about our discovery?
I think she might overreact. Let Moira or somebody else bringing James meals report it to her, if they notice it.
Moira is also bringing James his meals. I can't tell if we're actually, like, by fingering Moira, if that's, like... Stop. We need to be able to get through this. I can't tell if by suspecting Moira that I'm being clever or falling into the trap the game is setting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, I don't know.
Trust no one.
Trust no one, least of all yourself.
Our job is to piece a whole story together, not jump at every shadow.
Very well. Suppose if James did manage to summon a monster, it'd just as likely kill him as any of us. Then, we'd all have bigger problems.
Nobody is summoning any monsters, Hedwig.
I hoped she was right. She began to climb the stairs, and the hook finally tugged at me.
Angela, you didn't click the clicker.
Clicker trait, Hedwig. You said I would be rewarded?
Excuse me?
Last night, you mentioned I would be rewarded for my work. I think I have performed admirably today. Angela smiled ruefully. She's got you fucking around her finger, Hedwig. What the hell? She didn't even have to ask for that. You went out of your way to, like... Jesus. Have I overstepped?
It hardly seems like an appropriate time. We have work to do.
I had no argument for her. I said nothing. After a moment, she snorted.
Very well.
She turned away again, but then... she hiked up her skirt to reveal her bare bottom. I stared in silence.
Satisfied?
Yes, very much so.
No, you aren't. But that will be all you get for now.
Cool. Great. More goats. She let the cloth fall back to the ground.
Whatever depravity you engage in with the others in the course of your mission, remember that I am the only one who truly understands what you want.
Jesus Christ, Hedwig. She is playing you like a fiddle. Hedwig's taken the 101 and Angela's been practicing this since she was a child. Hedwig, your half a semester of elective is not going to help you here. What is that?
The impossible. The thing just out of your reach. All the pleasures of Sodom would leave you empty. A glimpse of flesh where it shouldn't be excites you more than anything a man could give you in the bedroom, or one of these sisters could give you behind closed doors. Am I correct?
I think you have thought about this far more than I ever have. There was that smile again.
Of course. We will reconvene tomorrow night in the garden.
Yes, Angela. She left up the stairs and I hurried toward the cloister. I hoped that no one would see how red my face was. I was feeling rather motivated. A touch jumpy. Perhaps I should have taken a breather. Settled down for a moment. A million ideas were bouncing around inside my head, however. The sky was gray. I hoped that I had not missed my opportunity to speak to Flora. As I restlessly paced back and forth in front of the cellar stairs, I heard an odd sound. That is an odd sound.
Yeah.
I looked around. There was no immediately apparent source. And just then I heard another sound. The familiar clunking of Flora's wheelbarrow being dragged up the stairs.
Here we are.
Did either of you hear that sound just now? Something like a whistle?
Maybe. Bit hard to hear anything over this thing bouncing around. I did not hear anything.
No matter. There were more pressing things to attend to. Thank you, Darcy. And thank you for agreeing to this, Sister Flora.
I didn't agree to anything. Darcy just sort of yanked me away. Sorry about that. Whatever. Oh, Hedwig, by the way, did you still want to help me with the sheep?
Oh, right. Of course I would love to help you, Darcy. I just couldn't bear to disappoint her. She beamed at me.
Darcy Beam.
No, it needs to be more treacly.
Darcy Beam.
There we go.
It will be fun.
I love the sheep time. Sheep time is good time, Hedwig. You get to be with little sheep friends.
This is the big one. We will be taking them down to the village to be stabled for the rest of the year. There will be snow soon, and they will freeze up in those mountains.
We're herding them all the way down to the village? Goodness, that'll be quite a trek.
We will be back just in time for supper, I imagine.
Who's Justin? That's quite a busy day.
Anyway, I am going to prepare for that.
Good thing Darcy is here to keep this entire place running.
Everybody else just does Sodom and Gomorrah from dawn to dusk, while Darcy is somehow running everything, but also Sodom and Gomorrah from dawn to dusk in her spare time.
See, Darcy has her priorities in order. She knows if this place falls apart, then all the Sodom also has to go with it, right? It's like, sure, we all want to do nothing but sodomy from dawn to dusk, right? But one of us has to make sure the lights stay on.
Very well.
Can we get this over with?
I'm sorry, Flora. I didn't mean to pull you away from your work or your friends.
You've been treating me odd ever since I got my leg stuck in the door. You hate cripples or something?
That's not fair. Might have saved your life that night.
Why do you treat me like common vermin then?
Sister Flora,
What do you mean by that? She's had plenty of conversations with you since then.
Hedwig's been suspecting that Flora was the cause of all the evil on this abbey this whole time, which is almost assuredly not the case, but Flora can almost assuredly tell that because of how weird Hedwig's been about this.
That's you're absolutely right. I had forgotten. Sorry again, vacation bits here.
I'd rescue 1,000 times more if I had to, but I find some of your recent behavior astounding. Forgive me if I have a hard time speaking with you.
My behavior? The hell are you on about?
I moved behind her and picked up the handles of the wheelbarrow.
If you try to dump me down the stairs, I'll scream.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm gonna take us somewhere more private. I maneuvered the cart over the cobblestones, wondering where a good place to speak would be. I'd rather not speak at all, but my big fat mouth had chastised Flora before my rational mind had been able to ward me away from disaster. Weren't many places free from rain. Decided that the opposite corner of the cloister would have to do. Set the handles down as gently as I could, and stood in front of Flora, my arms folded. I am sorry. I should not have said all of that in front of Sister Darcy. But you have made my life very difficult.
Poor you. Go on then, let's get it over with. My behavior. I've been stuck in this bloody barrow. I couldn't behave any sort of way, even if I wanted to.
What have you been hiding from me?
Hiding from you? We've barely had time to talk to each other since I admitted, the sigil.
Last time we spoke about that, you were very withholding.
How come in all the conversations where they talk about that, it's never Flora sprite on the screen, and it's always Hedwig taking her to a quarter to talk alone? Like, I get why there's just something very, very sus in the direction of these scenes. The scenes that Hedwig in the present it has all of the agency in how to tell us. I don't know.
I mean, Hedwig in the present has all of the agency about how to tell all of us.
But we don't know that. That's true, but we also don't know that she's the only source on these events. Right?
Well, and what's the difference if there's a sprite of Flora or not?
I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird.
I need you to tell me everything you know. Now.
I did.
Please don't lie to me, Sister Flora. You wouldn't tell me where you learned of it or what it does. And now I have seen another just like it.
I can't tell you. All I know is that thing isn't my fault. It can't be.
And why not?
It's been here for ages.
You'd seen it before that night?
Yeah. A couple times. And that would have been before I finished the circle.
And when did you see it?
Told you one already. Remember my ghost story back in the Misericorde?
The figure you saw outside of the Superior's office.
That's the one. It can pass through walls and things, I think.
What do you mean?
Well, when I saw it in the office, I hid as soon as I saw something at the window. It was definitely outside, yeah? But I heard it moving around inside for sure.
My goodness!
I saw it once before then, too, up on the tower near the garden.
Right, and Flora's was a goat, maybe, is what we thought at the time. But the moving around inside is interesting. I guess it could be hearing someone else moving around and conflating the two, but you know.
Or there might be a secret passage there.
Secret passage!
I tensed up. This detail echoed eerily with things I had seen myself. What was it doing?
Not sure. It looked like it was holding something or throwing something, but I didn't want to stick around. Was a bit worried it would see me. Maybe it did. Maybe that's why it tried to kill me. It's changing, you know. It looks a little different now.
When I saw it in the hallway my first night here, it looked different than when it chased us.
Yeah, it's like it's growing or something. I don't think it's Catherine anymore, just so you know. It's something else.
Have you told anyone else about this? Has anyone else seen it?
God, no. Everyone would think I'd gone completely mad.
Well, I don't think you're going mad, but I do need you to tell me about that sigil, even if you think it didn't summon that beast.
Not that. I'm sorry, I've said everything I can say about it.
Flora, please! This is extremely important.
It's important to me as well. I can't tell anyone.
Where did you find out about it? How did you learn about magic sigils in the first place?
What, you think you can wear me down? I don't want to talk about this, Hedwig.
You have to tell me!
No, I don't. What are you gonna do? Smack it out of me?
I raised my hand instinctively and I saw Flora tense up in her seat. If I have to! This is deathly, gravely important, Flora. I stopped myself from slapping her across the back of the head, but it wasn't out of mercy. A better idea had crossed my mind. I marched behind the wheelbarrow and gripped the handles and spun Flora around to roll her out into the rain. I stood under the stone ceiling, gripping the wheelbarrow handles tightly. Rain began to fall onto Flora, gently pinging against her metal boot, and she cackled.
What the hell? You are fucking insane.
And you may well be an agent of Satan, wittingly or unwittingly.
I promise you that circle isn't anything evil, alright? I won't tell you what it does or who told me about it, but I can give you my word it's nothing too nefarious.
That is not good enough. The very medium is nefarious.
Look, I know it's not good, it's not biblical or anything, but it's got nothing to do with inviting anything evil to the Abbey.
Flora knows what it actually is, which I think it's been a while, but I think the source was tracked down, and it's was it a calendar, or was it just? It's an actual inscription in real life, and someone back in the first game we had looked up what it was, but
yeah, wasn't it something that had been in the Tower of London in real life?
Yeah.
Like I said, what's evil here has been here for longer than me or you. I've seen it all over. Darcy's probably seen it. She talks about how haunted this place is all the time. I'd wager that those other ghost stories they all told in the Misericorde that night were the same thing.
On habits.
You need to tell me what it was meant to do, Flora, and who taught it to you. She shifted in her seat. She was getting uncomfortable.
It's not related, I swear it. I fucked up, I'm bad. You can hate me all you like for dabbling in magic and whatnot, but I'm telling you, the two aren't related.
I am not moving until you tell me what I need to know.
Suits me. What, you think I'm going to drown in this drizzle?
She shifted in her seat again.
What does it matter so much? I swear to you that circle has nothing to do with that ghost. I've already proven it to you, yeah? It existed well before I carved anything.
I need to know more.
Or what? You'll tell the superior I carved something nasty on her Abbey's walls?
If I have to.
Go ahead. Maybe she'd send me away, get me out of here for good.
She'd send you to a tribunal, perhaps. The bishop is here, after all. Your punishment would probably be harsh and swift if he thought you had been trifling with devilry.
It's supposed to be some sort of transportation spell, all right? Takes you away.
To where?
Dunno, that never really mattered to me. Listen, can you bring me back onto the roof? I'm getting soaked.
Who taught it to you?
I can't say, and I won't. I wouldn't tell anyone. I made a promise.
Was it Eustace?
I'm not saying.
I paused for a moment. Was it Catherine with the C? Catherine II?
Fuck off. No, it wasn't.
The magic circle being transportive, made out of some sort of sense, I supposed. At the very least, I believe that she believed that that's what it was for. Flora had expressed a desire to leave before, and naturally that would be the kind of magic James would want in his predicament, even if he too was being taught something far more dangerous. But Flora was not budging on the source. It was infuriating, but I felt a pang of guilt watching the raindrops pelt her hood. I wheeled her back into the hall. You really won't tell me, huh?
Never, especially not now. What the hell was all that about?
I am sorry. It's just... I need to find out more about this beast. Doesn't it bother you knowing it's out there? I don't feel safe. I hadn't been out there the night your leg was broken.
Yeah, well, you'll just have to learn to live with it. I did. We all did.
You'll just have to learn to live with it.
And it isn't my fault. I carved that thing slowly. The ghost was showing up well before it was even close to finished.
Okay, so Flora had indeed carved it. Okay.
I never got to finish it, in fact. So that's that. Maybe I'm hellbound for messing around with magic, but I did it for good reasons, and I can rest easy knowing I didn't summon that thing. I'm comfortable keeping my promise. And please don't tell the superior I carved anything.
Just then, 2 pairs of footsteps came echoing down the cloister.
Oi! Flora!
What?
Me and Bridget were looking all over for you. We was about to go play chess in the library and wanted to know if you'd come along.
The barest smile flickered over Flora's face. Violet kept scratching and adjusting her hood.
Chess is for 2 people, though. We play fast. We can take turns.
Have you all completed your work for the day?
Didn't have any.
Only a tour from the superior. She was nice now, wasn't she? A bit stuck up and all, but not too bad.
Nicer than my old one, that's for certain.
The library is locked today, I believe.
Eh?
We knocked earlier and Sister Eustace said we could use it.
Oh! Whatever Eustace had been doing was finished then. In that case, would you all mind if I came along?
Oh, I suppose so.
I was hoping we wouldn't have a chaperone. It's only chess. We ain't looking to burn the place down.
Oh, no. I don't intend to get in the way. I don't want to play chess, but I wasn't able to get my own work done this morning. Since the library was locked up.
Do you have to work in the library?
You are awful bossy for someone who's been here a day.
Violet, let her. We don't have the right to say where the other sisters can and can't work.
Well, no, but, courtesy and all.
It's fine.
What do you mean courtesy and all? That's her workplace. That's literally where she does her work. She can be there whether or not...
Let her. Hedwig is no trouble.
Flora was offering me a baleful look. Was this a peace offering? An apology? Or was she afraid of me? Regardless, I moved to pick up her wheelbarrow and guided the young sisters toward the stairs up to the 2nd floor.
The one where Hedwig waterboards Flora. Hedwig's interrogation tactics are escalating.
Yeah, they really... Yeah, like, should we stop and like, remark on that for a moment? Because, wow, Hetty. I mean, on the one hand, it's just rain, everyone gets soaked. On the other hand, yeah, that's, like, not that far removed from just waterboarding Flora. Now, is it? Jesus Christ.
The girls had been telling the truth. The library was indeed open now, although Eustace was nowhere to be found. In truth, I had no intention of working on my chronicles. I wanted to know what on earth Eustace had been working on all day, cooped up in here with the door locked. Luckily, Bridget, Violet, and Flora seemed to care little what I was actually up to. They procured a chessboard from a shelf near Eustace's desk and set to work arranging the pieces seated around the game on the floor cross-legged.
Hang on, I can't play stuck in this thing.
Oh, crumbs. That's right.
We could lift you out of the wheelbarrow if you like.
I could hear shuffling and scrambling and a protesting Flora behind me as I scanned the room for changes.
Ow, ow, ow. Fuck, that hurt. Put me back down. Sorry.
Oh, are they trying to help, my dear?
What
What
if
if we
we-
put the board on your lap?
Oh, that was you.
What if we put the board on your lap? What, like, used me as a table?
Aye, that would work.
Violet is not really used to considering others, huh, is she? I think she's got her one friend, and everyone else can kind of go fuck off. Are you also getting that energy from her?
Perhaps a bit.
I could hear footsteps as the more mobile pair of sisters darted away to retrieve the chairs from Eustace and I desks.
Is this all right, Miss Hedwig?
Oh, yes, I suppose. Please just put everything back when you're finished.
Of course we will.
They set about arranging the chessboard on Flora's stomach and began to play. They bickered all the while. I did my best to ignore them as I looked at the rows of books, looking for anything different. There didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary.
Last time she was in here, wasn't everything knocked all astray?
Yeah.
So maybe the fact that things are back in order is itself a sign?
Yeah.
It was rather odd.
I sort of have to tilt my head down to watch this.
Sorry about that. Better than nothing, though, eh?
Suppose so.
I like smug Violet's little chibi nun.
I wandered over to Eustace's desk and nonchalantly looked through the scattered papers. I flipped open the top book in her precarious stack of ledgers. It appeared to be simple accounting.
In Microsoft Excel.
In Microsoft Excel, of all things. Money spent on food, on clothes, etc. The freshest ink on the page pledged a large amount of money to someone for building. That must be the clock tower, then. The sum was rather large. I was beginning to see why the clock tower was such a controversial project, but there was nothing out of the ordinary here. I flipped through the pages to older records.
Oi, I saw that. Violet's cheating.
No, I am not. You breathe too much and move the piece of square ahead, that's all.
Put it back, Violet. Goodness sakes.
Violet truly is kind of a little shit, huh?
November, October. I was looking at monetary records of a time when Catherine with a C had been alive and well. There was nothing out of the ordinary here. More food, mostly. I kept flipping further back, hoping to find something strange.
What's the best present you two have ever gotten?
Are you trying to distract me?
Just chatting.
You know my answer.
True enough. You know my answer too.
They gave each other. So we agree that they probably came here because this is the gay fucking Abbey, right? Right? Like, that's why they're here.
Well, I don't. It's a secret.
Hey, sorry.
Oh. Well, mine is as well.
I was nearing the end of the book and beginning to think I wouldn't find anything when, finally, I noticed something strange. A truly eye-popping amount of money had been taken into the Abbey's coffers 2 years prior. It would likely have paid for all the items in the book thus far and more. The note next to it simply read, Sherry.
That's interesting.
Is that about when Adela came?
I don't know, but they haven't made
Adela
Sherry
is the
yet.
most recent outside of Hedwig, right?
Yes. Well, up until now.
Up until now. Because even Flora had been here before that. I need to get my timeline back in order, but I believe it was Adela who came most recently.
I flipped back a few more pages, but there was nothing else out of the ordinary I could spot. I closed the book and looked around the library. A luxurious sum for the Abbey's sherry was certainly interesting, but this book was old. If Eustace had been working on something sinister, or hiding something from me, she wouldn't have left something this important sitting on her desk.
Fun points I learned about medieval libraries.
Yo.
If I read correctly, it wasn't ordinary for the books to be upright, spine out like this.
Right, you were mentioning that. I think it was a more recent thing, right?
Yeah, more often they were stored horizontally, like we saw in the other image for Eustace's desk where the records were all piled.
That's really fascinating. But I guess it makes sense when the number of books you own is fewer, right? But, still strange. Anyway, adjust glasses, anachronism police.
Interesting, but not what I was looking for. With a huff, I realized that Eustace probably wouldn't write "Teach Flora evil spells" down anywhere.
Can I write letters while I'm here?
Of course you can. We used to write letters to each other all the time, didn't we?
Oh, I understand now.
Hey! Just didn't know if that was, a secret or something.
Moira writes letters all the time.
Moira writes letters all the time, huh? Maybe for her criminal conspiracy? At this point, I feel like, because it keeps reinforcing what my initial guess was, I feel like I'm falling in a trap. You know what I mean? Then again, what was that great mystery author once said? The best way to make your readers doubt that they have the right idea is have one of your characters say it aloud explicitly.
Now I want someone to write a mystery where the killer confesses on the first page, and yet you nevertheless read through it, and it feels like a mystery, and you refuse to accept that until it turns out that, in fact, yes, the author did give it to you on page 1 directly from the killer's mouth explicitly. I think you could do it if you're a good enough writer.
I think you could do it. The thing is, you'd have to have something else. Like, you could get a little bit of intrigue out of that kind of schism, I guess, in expectations. But I don't know that you could carry an entire novel that way. I think you'd have to have something else going on.
Skill issue, I suppose.
Wow, okay.
Oh, how does she send them? I think just with the mail cart, probably.
What is wrong?
Oh, nothing. It's, something happened here a while before you lot joined, and I just remembered we haven't had a mail cart down to the village in a while. Well, that's no good.
Need to fix that sharpish.
That's really fascinating. No mail has gotten out of here since that. 'Cause why would it, I guess? The person whose job it is to do the cart is currently in a dungeon.
Moira has reported writing letters since then.
Has she?
Yes.
When?
In some, one-off interactions with Hedwig, talked about having to write some letters and stuff.
But have they gotten out?
I don't know, but it's still kind of weird. Like, if the mail isn't going out, why write them?
I mean, it could just be like she needs to send something and we'll send it at the nearest convenience.
Yeah, that's
right.
true. It very much could be that.
Like, I could see it just like dotting your I's, crossing your T's to drop it in the mail the next time you're able to. But I also don't think you're wrong to point it out, because that is a little bit like, someone who would be very in tuned to whether or not the mail is moving, still writing letters.
Can Moira send mail because they're not going out in the mail carts? But in some other way.
Anyway.
Via her carrier pigeon.
There we go. So, Moira is super sus, right? It's not just me.
Yeah.
Moira is and has been super sus for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we've been suspecting her since the first episode.
Yeah. Now it's laying it on super thick, and now I'm doubting myself again. I'm gonna stick to my convictions. I'm gonna stick instead.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna constrictions.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, thank you.
I tried the door to the sacristan chambers next. It was locked, naturally.
What's in there?
Oh, nothing important really. I was just hoping to find a broom.
Eustace has you sweeping this place?
No, just thought it might be nice to help.
Huh.
I looked over to the back shelves. Dare I? It was the only remaining place I hadn't checked. It would be dead meat if Eustace walked in and saw me snooping around back there. And if any of these younger sisters mentioned that they had seen me poking around in the back shelves even in passing. I had to be brave. I took a deep breath and walked into the rows of shelves as casually as I could. As if it were the most natural, normal thing in the world for me to be exploring the darker recesses of the library.
Everyone playing chess and then suddenly notices Hedwig suddenly stops and then does a default walk cycle.
That was very natural looking, Hedwig.
I'm imagining Hedwig looking natural doing anything, and it's
so
very hard to picture.
She finds it hard to look natural when she doesn't have to act in a certain way. Hedwig trying to act natural just seems like a funny thing.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I walked ahead. It was dark, but not as pitch dark as the last time I had ventured here. A shining object emerged out of the ink. Standing upright in front of me was the suit of armor I had seen in the side room during Eustace's little tour. This was odd. I turned around. I could see Flora, Violet, and Bridget playing chess in the light far away. Turned back around to face the suit of armor, but as I did, something new caught my eye. All of the shelves beyond it were empty. There wasn't a single book on any of the shadowed racks. The shelves nearer to the front of the room were still stocked, but the more dimly lit brackets were utterly bare.
Of course, why would you want to keep books back where you can't see them? If you have the choice.
I quickly made my way back into the light.
My mom cried when I told her I was joining a convent.
You cried when they cut your hair, too.
Well, it was emotional, was it not?
I actually agree with her on that one. Like, yeah, that seems like it would be a very emotional moment, no matter which way you feel about it.
I cried, too. I didn't. Really?
Piss off, I bet you did.
Not a sniffle.
Rubbish.
I tried the door to the sacrist's room once again. It was still locked, of course.
You really want that broom, eh?
It is very dusty back there. I winced. Why would I call attention to the fact that I had been back anywhere?
Libraries ought to be a bit dusty. It means the books are good and old.
I was no fool. I was certain that Eustace had spent the day moving books from the back shelves into the side room. But why?
Has she? Have we ever seen those back shelves be any particular way?
I don't recall.
Yeah, does that contradict anything that we've seen before? Or is it just Hedwig being like, that's odd, those shelves are empty. That must have been what Eustace was doing. Because I agree, it is strange to go back there and be like, oh God, why are all the shelves back here empty? That's undoubtedly an unusual and upsetting sight. But it could also be just like, we don't use all the space. Why keep books back there where we could keep them where we can see them? And, it doesn't have to be the case that there is a nefarious reason for it, and the nefarious reason is the one Hedwig has immediately jumped to. Anyway.
Angela had to hear about this. The superior as well. She would be able to give me the key. I could feel panic rising inside of me. I burst out of the library, not caring how deranged I must have looked to Flora and her newfound friends. Where was Angela? It would be time for supper soon. Perhaps I would find Angela downstairs. But don't you have to go with Darcy to... Or did you leave Darcy hanging this whole time? Hedwig, no. It was still pouring rain outside. I flew down the stairs and scanned the cloister. Where was Angela? Where was anyone, for that matter? Through the lashing rain, I heard voices. I followed them out into the archway and my heart sank. There was a large procession of carts outside of the abbey, and a large crowd of nuns surrounding them.
Uh-oh.
The builders were here. I had never seen so many carts or so many people. It was as if a whole town was knocking on Linbarrow's door. There were horses and oxen, men and stones. The superior was talking to a well-dressed man with a well-kept beard and dark skin. He was smiling, bowing, and making a show out of introducing himself to all of the present sisters. Behind him, I could see more men. Mostly younger, all of them dressed far more plainly, stepping out of carts, tending to the animals, and gesticulating toward the abbey. I felt lightheaded. Took a few steps forward. If I could join the other sisters at least and appear present, perhaps I could avoid keeling over. I sidled up next to Margaret and Catherine with a K. There is so many of them.
I know.
Don't look happy when you say that.
I know. Isn't it splendid?
There was no witty rejoinder from Margaret, which surprised me.
Thank God for rain. You can see every muscle.
I saw her glance at Margaret. She too then had noticed her friend's odd silence.
Are you quite all right, Margaret? Sorry. Having a moment. That's my father over there.
She nodded toward the man the superior was speaking to.
Really? Huh. I suppose I see the resemblance.
That did get the smallest smile out of Margaret, although it was quite fleeting.
Oh, shut it. I haven't seen him in almost 10 years.
Okay. So that means at least Margaret's father's company wasn't the one that handled the last clock tower. So this is a new company or new people.
I wasn't sure I was ever going to see him again. Wasn't sure I was supposed to see him again.
Are you feeling... Now, why would she be feeling this way? If she's feeling that way about seeing her father, then I'm guessing she's not here by choice.
Yeah.
Sounds like maybe she got sent. But...
To be fair, doesn't seem like many people are here specifically by choice.
True, but I still think it bears
Yep.
being explicit about the dynamic there.
Yep.
Do you not get along?
On the contrary, he's the best father anyone could ask for. Why so glum, then?
Because she's here and not with her father.
She cast her eyes downward again, and Catherine was left looking bewildered. Margaret was not alone with her thoughts for long, however.
Sister Margaret, do you recognize this man? This man recognizes her. Monica, my dear. It's Margaret now. Ah, of course. Margaret, a beautiful name for a beautiful daughter. You will forgive me if it takes some time for me to adjust. You shall always be my little Monica. Yeah.
Does she feel like she somehow failed her father?
I don't know.
Is that the energy I'm picking up on? Is it the energy of, oh God, he had expectations for me and I never lived up to them and now I have to see him again?
Are you well? You don't seem pleased to see me. No, it's just overwhelming. That and it's raining. I am drenched. No, I was so overcome I hardly noticed. When the men are done building the tents, we must catch up. I want to hear all about your service. Of course, Father.
The man beamed and affectionately tousled the top of Margaret's hood before turning around back to bark commands at the men unloading the carts. Margaret retreated back under the archway out of the rain, and the rest of the sisters followed her example. Everyone milled about, gawking at the workers as they pitched tents and tended to their oxen and horses.
For war, if it is half pissing down.
Count your lucky days. It'll be snow soon enough.
Marta turned to me and smiled wryly.
No cloak. You're a brave one.
I realized that all the sisters were wearing heavy cloaks over their uniform, just like the one Angela had donned the other evening. I don't have one.
Goodness, well, tell the Superior when you can, and she'll find you one. We can't have you wandering around all nippy in this weather.
Especially not with that lot out there.
She gestured towards the workers who appeared to be having a difficult time in the downpour. A few had already slipped in the mud, much to the delight of several sisters.
I can't believe you're complaining. I'm in heaven. Don't trust them, and they're building a bloody town right outside our windows, for goodness sake. It's going to be campfire songs and drunken ballyhoo all night, every night, mark my words. Well, if you ever hear about an all-woman construction company, be sure to let us know. We can hire them next time. It's not a place for men, that's all I mean. It's bad enough having the bishop here.
Sister Marta, he is a holy man.
He's meant to come and give communion and then hop along. He's a dog like any other. You shouldn't say that sort of thing.
There we go.
I'm old enough to know a lecturer when I see one. Those two.
She waggled her walking stick toward the Superior and the Bishop, who were now walking back toward the archway as well.
Those two were made for each other. Now, girls, as you can see, the builders are going to be living quite close to the dormitory. I must ask that you behave while they are here. Be polite, be demure, and above all else, do not embarrass yourselves. I wouldn't dream of it. You can count on us. Good. Now, the men will be taking their meals in the tents, but naturally they will be spending time within the abbey walls working on the clock tower during the day. They are not to be bothered. I understand that it might be strange having so many people here, especially men, but they have promised to stay out of the way. If we can extend the same courtesy to them, I'm certain they'll barely be noticed.
Everyone murmured in approval. The Superior nodded, and she and the Bishop took her leave toward her office.
Well, I mean, the first thing, they're going to have to clear the debris from the last one, right?
Yeah. So, who wants to visit the tents tonight? But of course, it would only be polite.
That didn't take long. Could we at least pretend for just like a moment?
That's what the Superior wanted. Another night, perhaps.
Oh, why not?
Marta rolled her eyes and took her leave as well.
Oh dear.
Never mind her. She'll get over it. I'm sure she'll change her tune after she sees a few of the lads lifting stones.
Margaret, who had been standing quietly to the side, finally spoke up.
I'll probably steer clear. Bit weird, you understand. Oh, right. It's not like your father will be in the big tent. Besides, you're a big girl. You're allowed to talk to the other children. Sure, I don't know. It's still weird. They all know him. They report to him even. I understand. Do you wish us to avoid them? Oh, God, no. I wouldn't ask anything like that. Go make friends. I'll just avoid it, probably. As long as you're not upset.
So it seems like Margaret had been looking forward to doing what everyone else is going to be doing, but realizing that it's her father's company, she's like, probably not. Probably not a good idea. There is no way that ends well for me.
I cannot bang my dad's foreman.
Right? It's just gonna create more messes than you're ready to deal with. And I because she's not like, guys, please, he's my father, don't do that. She's like, I am not gonna get involved in that because...
Margaret offered a thin smile.
Of course not.
The conversation sputtered out and people began to take their leave. Charity dawdled off in the direction that Marta had disappeared, and Catherine walked with Margaret toward the stairs up to the dorms. Adela smiled pleasantly at me, then left in the direction of the cellars.
Well, it's going to be a strange few weeks, I fear.
Things are already strange.
True enough. Oh, speaking of, have you seen Eustace today?
No. I know she was busy in the library earlier, but I haven't actually run into her.
Me either. I hope she's well. She seemed rather out of it when we last spoke. Oh well.
Don't you dare kill off Eustace this chapter. I'm going to be so sad.
Is Eustace going to be found dead, locked in the sacristy?
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good.
What are you up to for the rest of the day?
Realization hit me like a brick. Oh no! I was actually meant to help Darcy with the sheep this afternoon. Oh, she'll be so cross with me.
No, that's not like her. Darcy thinks the world of you.
I got caught up with Flora and the newcomers and just plain old forgot.
Ah, yes. Poor Flora. Is she making friends?
I'm not so sure. They were all playing chess in the library earlier, but they seem to be bickering quite a bit.
That's good. That's friendship.
Really?
Of course. Look at Catherine and Margaret, or Charity and Marta. Or, well, I was about to say Eustace and yourself, but...
But what?
Have things been strained between you two lately? Forgive me from prying. I just worry.
No. I do appreciate the concern. I don't know. She is rather difficult to work with, I suppose.
Yes, I've noticed this as well.
You work together before, I take it?
Of course, we all end up working together here on something or other. Eustace is very particular, and a bit intense. But I wouldn't worry, you've butted heads before. She'll get over it, whatever it is.
I tried my best to smile appreciatively, but I just couldn't believe her.
Anyway, I suppose I should go and check in on the kitchens if Darcy's been busy with the sheep today. I'm sure she could use some help.
Has she not returned?
I don't know. I didn't see her if she did.
I'll go with you. I feel bad about leaving her to tend to the sheep on her own. We hurried toward the kitchens through the rain. Darcy was nowhere to be found inside. She must still be busy. Hope she's not stuck walking up the hill in this weather.
Oh my goodness, no. She usually gets a ride from one of the farmers after taking the sheep down to the village. She's probably just waiting out the rain.
Moira looked around the kitchen, lost in thought.
I don't want to tread on any toes, but perhaps we should make supper?
Yeah, if nothing else, because that'll definitely feel a good apology to Darcy when she gets back, right? Also, if you kill off Darcy, I'm going to be even more sad. You can't introduce me to these nuns and then do that. That's not... Darcy's done nothing wrong, okay? Me bargaining with the thing that has already finished being written.
Of all the people to invite to help make dinner here, the one person in this abbey who has never cooked a food in her life.
Yeah, but also I can kind of see it because A, Hedwig is feeling apologetic, and B, she is always eager to please and very easy to bully into doing what you want.
Here's hoping she has a quick study.
Well, like, she's not gonna... Moira's not gonna have her doing any of the important things, probably just, like, preparing stuff. Or, like cutting vegetables or whatever.
You can fuck those steps up real bad.
Well, then I think we're about to discover that.
Us?
Well, if Darcy is indisposed, I don't know how else we're going to eat. I'm sure she'd appreciate a meal when she returns, too.
It's a lovely idea. I don't know the first thing about cooking.
Nor I. Wouldn't it be fun to learn?
Oh, never mind. This is misplaced confidence.
Oh, shit. That's going to be the real murder mystery. Everyone in the abbey dies of food poisoning.
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to fill the whole thing up with oil, right? Real Keiichi Maibara in the kitchen vibes.
She picked up a big metal pan and held it all the way. One might imagine a soldier testing the weight of a new weapon. I don't know. There's a lot of fire involved.
I'm sure it's easy.
We should really have at least one of it. The valence of this was different when I thought you knew what you were doing.
It's got to be basically the same as medicine, right? I've watched her do it loads of times. Now, do you know how to start a fire?
She was resting her hands on her knees, bent low, peering into the bottom of the stove. I haven't the slightest idea, Moira, and you know that.
Perhaps we could ask someone for help. Eustace would know, surely.
Shall I go find her?
Good idea. I'll scrounge up some ingredients in the meantime.
She wandered over to the larder and began selecting cuts of meat. I'm glad at least between the two of us, we've come to the conclusion that we need at least one person who knows what she's doing here. I hurried out of the kitchen. In truth, I had no intention of asking Eustace about the stove. I was more concerned with delaying disaster, or at the very least, not being responsible for whatever inevitable mistake might ruin supper. Or worse, the kitchen. What a coward I was. Still, I hurried out into the rain and made my way back toward the Superior's office. I could pretend I was looking for Eustace.
Wow. Hedwig straight up like, no, I'm going to let Moira fall on that sword. Wow, Hetty, not doing yourself any favors.
Perhaps I might even suggest what I was doing to anyone who passed by. My story would hold up any scrutiny. Scrutiny? Moira might apply to it. It was Angela who was on my mind, however. The fact that Eustace was absent at all was suspect, and I had been distracted long enough. My hope was that Angela would be with the Superior discussing the Abbey's new guests. She was the prioress, after all. As luck would have it, I was correct. The door was opened for me by the bishop, who offered an apologetic smile as I was ushered in.
Ooh, hold on, the beat just dropped. Taking pieces.
He and Margaret's father were standing on the far side of the room nearest the door, while Angela prowled around the Superior's chair, arguing with her.
Which I find unacceptable. This is wanton disregard for our safety. You are being more than a bit melodramatic, Angela. It is warranted. This is carelessness I thought beneath even you.
Sorry to interrupt, but is this about the men outside?
Of course it is. Tell me, Hedwig, will you feel safe going to sleep tonight?
What a question to throw my way.
Don't answer that, Hedwig. Angela is hysterical. She's just trying to wind you up. My laborers are all vetted, Sister Angela. You have my word if you'll take it. How many men are there? Dozens, surely? You can guarantee that not one blackguard has slipped past your notice. My company's reputation is everything. We work on manor houses and the like. Misbehavior is punished swiftly and totally. So you admit, then, that men in your employ have misbehaved before?
I heard the tiniest sharp exhalation from Crispin, but his polite demeanor never faltered.
I feel as though I've walked into an argument I cannot win. If I admit to the reality you describe, I would never claim that nobody has needed to be punished in my incorporated history. Then the way I have dealt with this reality can never be enough. I think you and the Superior are attempting to ignore the reality I am critical of. A camp full of restless men, young and old, exhausted by work and full of drink, sits outside a nunnery. Within a stone's throw of the windows to our private rooms, nonetheless, we have no gate, no locks. Thieves or worse have unfettered access to any treasure they might desire. Ridiculous. With all due respect, Sister Angela, if my word is not good enough, what would be? Should I castrate all my employees? That might be a good start.
What about a curfew?
My men are not children, Lord Bishop. They would not take well to that sort of treatment. It certainly sounds like you have them under control. Respect is the greater part of control, good sister. I have no doubt your dogs respect you for giving them such a long leash. Will they respect us, though?
The Superior slammed her hands flat onto the desk.
Why is this the bee in Angela's bonnet? I don't disagree with her in principle. But she's definitely very, very, I'd say, like Crispin pointed out, kind of unreasonably gung-ho about this, right?
At the same time, Angela does that, so it's tough to tell if this is Angela doing Angela things or if there's actually a specific reason.
Well, the thing is, Angela usually does Angela things because things are out of order.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if this is out of order.
Did she object to the clock tower?
I don't know. I don't think she objected to the clock tower, but a bunch of men in a nunnery.
Well, then
out of
how did
order.
she think it was going to happen?
I don't know.
Well, it's odd.
It is.
The superior slammed her hands flat onto the desk.
Enough. The meeting is over. There is nothing to negotiate. I am sorry, Angela, but you will just have to put up with our guests. They are here to do a necessary job. Out of season, no less. We should be grateful.
Crispin gave the superior a little nod of appreciation.
We shall work fast and work well. You will have your tower before the year ends. By that token, I should get back to the camp and see how things are progressing. Have a pleasant evening, ladies. Lord Bishop.
He offered everyone another charming smile and left the office. If I hadn't already known he was Margaret's father, I would have made the connection then and there. That grin was unmistakable. She's got her father's smile. Oh, that's cute.
What did you need, Hedwig?
I was actually looking for Sister Angela.
Ah, what luck. She is all yours. You are both dismissed.
She waved her hand toward the door. The bishop offered yet another apologetic expression to me as he saw Angela and I out into the cloister hall. With the door closed behind us, Angela huffed.
I'm just imagining the bishop with the expression.
Right? Because that's all he does during those conversations is just express. Express apologetically. Express apologetically.
His face is stuck in the expression.
In the expression.
Unbelievable. She has lost her mind.
Because of those men?
Follow me.
She took off toward the chapel. He eventually stopped behind a shadowy pillar just out of the rain's reach.
I will ask you again, Hedwig. When you go to sleep tonight, will you feel safe?
No, but for unrelated reasons. But I must admit, that has very little to do with those men.
Their presence does not bother you.
Not any more than the presence of a murderer. Or the devil himself, for that matter.
I suppose you have spent your whole life in a little locked room. Men love to take, Hedwig. They will be a problem before you know it.
Yeah, this is a she has a problem with men thing, not
Yep.
Okay. I didn't want to characterize it that way at first, but this definitely feels like Angela has a problem with men thing. I suppose I just have bigger things to worry about, Sister Angela.
The contents of Angela's Tumblr blog are starting to come together in my mind.
Ooh. Angela looked oddly forlorn. The idea that I did not see eye to eye with her on this matter seemed to genuinely baffle her.
Then I shan't belabor it. You said you were looking for me. What did you want?
Well, I was unable to speak to Darcy, but nevertheless I wanted to report something rather odd. Eustace has been missing all day. Or rather, not missing, but indisposed. I think she has done something very strange in the library. Angela's face morphed back into a familiar stony expression.
You were right to come and find me. What have you found?
I was unable to complete my writing this morning because the door to the library was locked. I was able to enter this afternoon, but I discovered that Eustace had taken many of the books down from their shelves and locked them away in the sacristy.
No, you didn't. You
Sacristy.
assumed that.
Right, there's a lot of assumptions here, Hedwig.
What on earth?
Nearly everything past a certain point in the library is missing.
We should go at once. Show me.
She began to walk briskly toward the stairs. I felt a small sense of triumph as we made our way through the cloister and up to the second floor. Finally, I was beginning to feel like I was making real progress. There was some piece of evidence Eustace was hiding. It wouldn't be long until this mystery was solved. Even proof that Eustace was hiding something might be enough to finger her. Oh, so when the game does it, it gets nothing, but when I do it...
Oh, sorry, I forgot to pay attention.
I ask an hour and a half of your time, and that's too much? I was almost excited as I opened the library door.
I was thinking about books. Who's that? I can't see.
The beaky one again.
And the other beaky one.
Wow, rude. Both Angela and I ignored these barbs. I have genuinely been nothing but kind to you. I don't get it.
I mean, she has indeed been things other than kind to one of them.
Okay, well, to Flora, yes, but not to Bridget and Violet.
Try that door, Angela.
The sacristy?
Yes.
That is always locked.
Oh, I am such a fool. I meant to ask the superior for her key.
Never mind. Show me the missing books. Whoa, missing books?
It wasn't us. We just been playing chess.
I hesitated for a moment, then moved toward the shelves, and then I stopped. This is where my story might start to stretch credulity. But I swear upon my life that this is true. The shelves did not extend as far back as I remembered them going.
Oh, this is when it starts stretching credulity.
Hmm.
In fact, the back wall of the library was perfectly well lit by the candelabra hanging from the ceiling.
Where are the missing books, Hedwig?
I guess would be in the sacristy, but
Of course, but which shelves were empty?
every visible shelf was fully stocked. I don't know. I stepped forward, hoping I was just missing something obvious in my nervous state.
I can't see anything out of place.
Flora, did Eustace come back while I was away?
Nope.
Angela had stepped into the row of shelves I was in, peering up at the very present books in confusion. I headed back toward the younger nuns and turned to face the shelves once more. I stepped into the row adjacent to the one Angela was perusing. And to my great relief, I could now see back into the inky depths of the full library. Aha! Here we are. Angela, come over to this row. I jogged into the darkness. And now I could see the empty shelves all around, just barely visible. I heard Angela's footsteps approaching and turned to beckon her toward me.
Hedwig, where are you?
I'm right here. It's just a little dark.
Hedwig? Hello?
Just step forward. It was as if she could not hear me, let alone see me.
If this is a joke, Hedwig, it is not funny. You know that I dislike having my time wasted.
I'm not joking. Sister Angela! Sister Angela! I shouted as loud as I could. Angela tilted her head quizzically, but otherwise did not react. Bewildered and a little frustrated, I marched back into the light. If I had to drag her to the back shelves by her hand, I would.
Oh, there you are.
I've been here this whole time. Just follow me. I turned around to head back into the dark shelves, but they were no longer visible. Found them. Once again, there was only a well-lit wall at the back of the room. The bookshelves around us were perfectly stocked. I half expected Angela to chide me, but her expression was oddly grave.
There's nothing there, Hedwig.
Yes, but there was. Just a moment ago. I promise I'm not pulling a prank on you.
I don't think you are.
She was staring at the wall. I could just barely see her lip quivering. Did you hear me shouting for you a moment ago? She did not respond. Flora, did any of you hear me calling for Angela?
Maybe. I didn't hear anything.
Nor I.
Really? I swear I heard something.
Angela? Didn't you hear me? I gave quite a bellow.
We should leave. Right now.
She spun on her heel and practically ran out of the library.
What the fuck?
I chased after her, letting the door slam behind us as we flew out into the second floor landing. Angela braced herself on a stone railing overlooking the cloister. She was white as a sheet. Are you quite all right? Could you truly not see or hear me? I could see you.
Enough. Enough.
I shut up and stood awkwardly while Angela collected herself.
What did you see?
The empty shelves I told you about, they were just as I left them. Angela slammed her fist against the stone railing.
There was nothing there. But you were gone. And then you were back again. Perhaps I blinked or turned away, but...
I only stepped toward you. You have to believe me.
I do believe you. Which is why I am in such distress. There's no explanation for what I just saw.
We should find Eustace and demand the key to the sacristy. We can find the books or whatever trickery this matter is won't matter anymore.
Yes, that would be wise.
She turned her gaze toward the library door.
Do you think they're safe in there?
They seem to not mind at all.
True enough. I suppose nowhere in this abbey is safe.
Not until we find what's in the sacristy.
You've really gung-ho about this. I mean, I know we've already mentioned that she's made a leap in logic here, but what other motivation would she have for really wanting to get in there right now?
Indeed.
She pulled herself up. She still looked rather shaken, but a tiny glint of her usual resolve was flickering in her eyes.
I will go and ask the superior if she has a spare key for the sacristy. You start asking around the sisters to see if you can narrow down her location. One way or another, we'll get into that room.
I nodded. We headed down the stairs together and parted ways at the bottom.
So, let's take a moment to start to just kind of, that scene.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. And it was weird enough to get Angela worked up, too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, again, with the usual caveat that Hedwig is the one telling the story. But Angela was like, I saw something I can't, rightfully explain. And Hedwig apparently walking out of a wall. Even if there is like a secret passage there, how do you explain that scene?
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's one of those bizarre, like, hidden passage things where you can only see, like, the passage in it from when you're looking at it from an angle. But those don't often work that way in real life.
And even so, why would Hedwig see a blank wall when she turned back around again
right,
afterward?
exactly. It's so strange. Oh. I mean, we know there are secret passageways in the library. We do know that. Margaret talked about taking one of them, on their little adventure. And one that apparently goes down floors because they wanted to take that one to get to downstairs, right?
Yep.
So.
And Eustace very much didn't want them to.
But why? And there is an explanation for that where she is just territorial and being a bit pissy, right? That's how she is. People have acknowledged that. There is another explanation. The other explanation is she's been doing something in that space and doesn't want people to see it. But only now is when your story strains credulity. When this frickin'...
This, though, I feel like she's not wrong. A lot of the other things, like horrible monster. Okay, you got scared and hallucinated something. Oh, you had a vision. Sure. People have visions of things. That's a thing that's part of human experience. But this, two people both describing different sides of an experience that line up with each other and not with what's physically possible or makes sense, or with the other things we know.
Yeah.
That's weirder than the other things. This does strain credulity in a way the others didn't.
You know what? You're absolutely right. That is kind of a different level of... There's another layer there of strangeness that isn't quite as easily accepted.
We have to at least move on from Hedwig's losing it to folie à deux.
Right. At a minimum, the explanation is two people are lying now, right? At the very minimal explanation. But, Anyway, I think that's a good place to cut for this episode.
Yeah?
Come back next time when we play the rest of the Navidson record starring Hedwig. I think this is the first time we've had license to reference that book in this game. I feel good about it.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.